What's up everyone, back for another vlog, and in today's vlog I will be showing you the Shelfie beers that I'll be reviewing during the month of February 2023. So Shelfie beer reviews are back after a 2-month hiatus, although technically it was a 1-month hiatus because back in December, I actually replaced Shelfie beer reviews with holiday-themed beer reviews, and a lot of those holiday-themed beers were Shelfie beers in all honesty. But regardless, they are back, and I'm pretty happy about it. So if you are relatively new to the channel or maybe are unfamiliar with what Shelfie beer reviews are, they are exactly how they sound. They are reviews of beers that I can grab off the shelves locally here in the Buffalo, New York area, and I try to keep the selection to beers from some of the bigger regional and national and international breweries. And I post a Shelfie beer reviews every single Tuesday and a Friday of each month. As you can see right now, there are 8 beers in front of you, and that's because there are 8 Tuesdays and Fridays in the month of February 2023. And they're also in order from your left to right of how I'm going to review the beers. This will be the first one I review of the month, and this will be the last one. So let's go over them real quick and see what kind of selection I got for this month. First and foremost, we have another imported beer. One of my New Year's resolutions for the channel was to review more imported beer, at least 1 beer per week. So I grabbed a beer from Eyinger, and this is their Maibach, which I have never had before. Believe it or not, I've never had Eyinger's Maibach, but I saw it. It just showed up. It's relatively fresh, 7% Maibach. Now, when it comes to German Maibachs, you don't see a lot of U.S. breweries brew them and package them, so you probably don't see a lot on your shelves locally, but this is apparently one of the better ones, at least from what I've heard. So we'll see. Anyway, yeah, I'm really pumped about that. I need to review more Eyinger, one of my favorite German breweries, and I think I have not reviewed a beer from them in like 4 years, and that is on this guy. That's terrible. That should never happen. So we're going to try to review more from them this year. Next, we have from Firestone Walker, their Wookie Jack, the 2023 release. Wookie Jack is back, and I'm pumped for it. Now, I'm not a huge black IPA fan, but this was one of my favorite going back a good 8 to 10 years ago. So this is a black rye IPA, comes in, I believe, at 8.3%. Yeah, 8.3%. And yeah, I'm really excited about this one. I think it's the rye that makes this one more enjoyable to me, but it's also Firestone Walker, and they just brew good beer. I think they last released this one in 4 packs of 16-ounce cans back in 2021. I did not see them here personally in the Buffalo, New York area, so I have not had this beer in many years. It might be like 6 or 7 years. So, and it's quite fresh. I was looking on the bottom. I was like, oh yeah, it's funny. If you get a Firestone Walker beer, they have like white font or like a silver font, but I did check the date, and this is right now just over 1 month old. So that's pretty fresh, and I can't wait to get into it. Next, we have from Southern Tier, we have their Peanut Butter Cup Imperial Stout. So this is a 10% Imperial Stout brewed with natural flavors and lactose. They're trying to go for a Peanut Butter Cup in Imperial Stout form. I have reviewed the other beer that was released along with this one, which was their French Toast Imperial Ale. I love the flavors to that beer, but it was so rich and so sweet that I just wanted like half the bottle at most. I've seen a lot of people refer to beers where you only want like 4 or 5 ounces as flight beers, and that makes total sense. You go to a brewery and you get a flight, you typically get 4 to 6 ounces of like 4 to 6 different beers to try out. That is the perfect flight beer. This, however, I'm hoping I can drink the entire thing because it is an Imperial Stout. I'm thinking the base beer is going to bring some roasted kind of qualities to it, maybe a little bit more of a hop kick. But yeah, I'm really excited about this one. We'll talk about this one as we get into it. It took me a while to find a single bottle of it. I could get 4 packs for a while, but I bought a single bottle, and we're going to review it. Next, we have a very interesting beer from Dogfish Head. It's been a while since I've reviewed a hop-forward beer from Dogfish Head. This is their Nordic Spring IPA. So this is an ale brewed with orange peels, juniper needles, and berries. And they're using the Norwegian yeast Kvike. And just a real cool beer from Dogfish Head. Now, this is a little bit older. I think I deciphered the date on this one is going to be probably just under 2 months old in our review, but it should be fine. It was in a cooler and everything. So yeah, I'm really looking forward to this. It's a Dogfish Head beer. Like I said, I haven't had a hazy from them in a while, and that's just, and I shouldn't say hazy, an IPA. What, hazy? Just an IPA. And that sounds interesting at the very least. Next, we have a beer from Boulevard. And it's been over 2 years since I've reviewed something from Boulevard on the channel because distribution here in Buffalo, New York is not great, but I recently went to my local, one of my local bottle shops, and they had like 3 or 4 different offerings from them. So I picked up this one. This is their Maple Moon mood. This is a barrel-aged Imperial Stout aged on maple syrup. It's a big boy, 12.5%, and this was the freshest of the ones they had. This one is about, right now, let's see, about 3.5 months old. So it should be fine, though. It's a big barrel-aged Imperial Stout, maple syrup. Yeah, it's been a while since I've reviewed something from Boulevard. I really like Boulevard. It's just we don't see great distro here in the Western New York area, and it's a bummer, but saw a couple from them, so I grabbed this one. They had a s'mores beer. They had a barrel-aged wheat wine, which was a collab with either Amagang or a Firestone. They're all owned by Duvel, so they collab a lot. I might pick them up, assuming this one's pretty good. And even if it's not, I might. Next, we have from Great Lakes, another beer. When it comes to these Shelfie beers, I say this a lot, but another beer I haven't had in a long time. It is their Chill Wave Imperial IPA. So this one comes at 9% alcohol by volume, 80 IBUs, and this is relatively fresh right now. This is about 6 weeks old. Hopefully by the time I get to it, it's, a couple months old at the most. So yeah, this is one of the first beers that I love that had Mosaic. Now, the first time I had this one was back in 2013 or 14, but this was like one of my favorite Imperial IPAs back then. I haven't had it in about 5 years, 5.5 years. It was 2017 last time I had this one. So this just showed up. This is like their spring seasonal, despite the fact it's still in the middle of winter when they release it. And yeah, I'm really looking forward to it. We'll talk more about it when I get into the actual review, but I always remember loving that one. Showcases Mosaic pretty well. I think there's a couple other hops with it, but just a delicious beer. Next, we have a beer within a style that I've said over the past month, not a huge fan of the style or certain styles. We'll talk about it in a second. It's from Allagash. It's their Tripel. So this is a Belgian style ale. They call it Belgian style Tripel. 9% alcohol by volume, and this is relatively fresh. Right now, this is just under 3 months old, so we should be fine there. I've said it before, I'll say it again when I'm talking about the style. When it comes to Belgian beers, the lighter colored Belgian beers like Belgian Pale Ales, Belgian Strong Pales, Belgian Tripels, things of that nature, not my favorite. I go for the Belgian Strong Darks and the Belgian Quads, but when it comes to Tripels, Allagash. One of the best, in my opinion, especially here in the US. So I remember enjoying this one the couple times I've had it. We're going to give it a proper review. And last but not least, we have another beer from Stone, and this is their Tangerine Express Hazy IPA. It's a hazy IPA with tangerine and pineapple. Comes in at 6.7% alcohol by volume, and this is quite fresh. I just did a Ruination. They brought that back, and that was super fresh. This, right now, as we speak, is like just under 3 weeks old. Getting some fresh, like super fresh, super fresh Stone recently, and I don't know what it is, but I'm here for it. Never had this one. It might be hard to believe for some of you out there because this one is like, I think it's a year-round offering. Might be rotating year-round, but I have not seen it fresh here in a long time, and I wanted to pick it up and give it a go. So we have a good mix. We have, 4 IPAs, but you got a black rye IPA, you got a Nordic spring IPA, which has juniper berries and orange peels. Then you got a big Imperial old school IPA with Mosaic, and then you have a tangerine hazy IPA. So a little bit of a variation with IPAs, and then we got a Maibach, we have a peanut butter Imperial Stout, we have a barrel-aged Imperial Maple Stout, and then we have a Belgian Tripel. So if you have any of these, in your possession, or you can easily grab them, you want to drink along with my reviews, I would love that. That's some of the best. I love when someone's like, I'm drinking this one along with you. I just wanted to see what your opinion was, why I drink it. And I used to do that a lot before I was a beer tuber and had a lot more time. I would definitely do the same. It's a lot of fun. And yeah, appreciate everybody stopping by for another vlog. If you've had any of these before, post in the comment section. Let me know what you think about them. Which ones are you looking forward to the most? I also want to end this by saying, if you made it this far, I am considering doing something which I think is going to be really cool, interactive down the line, maybe in a couple months' time. I'm going to do a theme month that is crazy. At least I think it's going to be crazy. It's going to be an entire month of viewers' choice beers. So you are going to pick what I drink for an entire month, 1 beer per day, and it's legit. How do I want to word this? Logistically speaking, we'll say it's going to be very tough because it's going to be tough to pick up all the beers that everybody wants me to drink. But we're going to come up with some ground rules, I think. But I'm looking forward to doing that. That's kind of what I want to do because that is like the ultimate interaction. You pick what I drink. We'll see if we can make that a reality if it comes to fruition. But if you make it to the end, let me know. Does that sound like a good idea? Is that something you'd be interested in? Would you want to be involved in that? Would you like to recommend some beers that I review? Let me know in the comment section. Appreciate everybody stopping by for another vlog. Be on the lookout for the reviews of all these beers throughout this month. Until the next one, cheers.